Cabo. Alafia. Welcome everybody. Peace and blessings. I am Awo Ifa Jaminire.
And I am Awo Ifa Tegunshe.
And you are tuned in to the greatest
podcast
on the planet. Let's talk IFA.
Ashewa.
Yes, we pray everybody is doing well.
My brother.
How
are you, my brother?
I'm great, brother. I'm blessed.
How's
fantastic.
How has life been for you?
Life is where we make it.
Yes, sir.
But life has been, everything is good.
It's been great.
Everybody at the house is well. Yep. We
In the
pray
same
y'all are
position.
well. Ashe.
We pray everyone, all of our fans out
Ashe.
there,
Ashe.
that Eledumare continue to guide you and bless you.
Ashe. We thank all of our listeners. We appreciate you. And yeah, we welcome you to another episode.
Let's talk IFA.
Today,
Let's talk IFA.
we'll be discussing. What are we discussing today?
We're discussing how to vet your teachers, or your spiritual guides, or your godparents, or whatever category you put them in, whatever you call them. How to vet.
How to vet them, how to try to select somebody, a good teacher, whether you're new or you're not new or wherever you are in your journey. It's important to be with the right person or the right people to learn what you need to do, learn what you need to learn and move how you need to move,
Yeah. I always say when it comes to that, being in a position myself, of taking on God children, I always say you start with divination, because divination, will know the purpose of you and being in that person's life and how you're going to teach them, what you're going to teach them, how you're going to guide them. That's always the first. So example, I'll always ask if I should be that particular devotee's godparent. If it's for me to be in that position, IFA, please answer me, give me the right direction on this. You know what I mean? And how am I going to show up in that person's spiritual journey? I may not be I could be the just one of the teachers, the Oluwos or the Ajugbonas for that particular person. Or if I may say, yes, you're the one selected to be their full spiritual guide or godparent or whatever. So that's determined through divination. And the person who's taken on this task of being someone's godparent has to make sure that they are in the right behavior category or Iwa Rere category. And that they're honest, that they're truthful, and know that you have to be truthful with this person and not abuse them. Or
that's
that's
the word.
When you get there,
that's the key word.
That's these are the things the devotees or even the new initiates into this. I say initiates because these are new people coming into a new experience. So they're like initiates in a way, coming in from another spiritual way into the original or the spiritual practices of their ancient ancestors. Now you're coming, so it's like an initiation. So the new initiates into this culture. These are the things you need to look out for: behavior.
Yeah, the EY. Because it can be a little difficult because it's a lot of stuff is going on now. It's a lot of people, and you don't know who is who and what's what. So, part of it is your Ori guiding you to the right place and the right time with the right, people and the right everything. But you kind of got to be careful, and sometimes you have to see. You don't know can't fully enjoy a sunny day unless you've seen a rainy day. So sometimes you have to see an example of what you don't want, or what you're not looking for. So you start to identify those things. But like you said, character, the person, just sit back and just observe the person for a minute,
and know that your spiritual guide, or if you call them my Babalosha, my godfather, or my Ialosha, my godmother, they're not Olodumare. They're not those Orishas. They're human.
Right.
So they do have their human stuff, but that's not for you as the new devotee to even judge, unless there's some character flaws or some things out of alignment when it comes to you and that godfather or godmother's relationship. If they challenge you or overstep their bounds with you, then they're going to be punished by the ancestors and the higher, the Ofun Council. You know what I'm saying? If the godparents or the spiritual guide or whatever you are labeled as, if you step out of line on a devotee, someone who's coming to you for spiritual guidance, if you overstep your bounds with them, and there are barriers, there are rules and laws in this for godparents, you know what I'm saying? And, for the godparents, don't overstep your bounds with your godchildren. Know what that relationship means. You know what I mean? And your job for that person. Why did Olodumare put you in the position, or your ancestors, or IFA or whatever, or Batala put you in that position to deal with that person? Deal with that person exactly. It has to be on a divine level, on a spiritual level.
What did you come here to learn, and what did I come? What am I supposed to be learning from this experience, and how can we benefit from each other? Right.
I've been in this. I was raised in this, and I've been on a journey. I've been around. I've been places, and I've seen like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen some godparents like step out of line. You hear some things and you see some things, and you're like, whoa, that's not crazy. That's not, So I know in 1980, I believe it was 87, when they had a conference on Oyotunji and Abao Sageman wanted to do away with the godparent thing, because they started seeing that, this is the time when you started just seeing egos. That's when I really started seeing a rise of ego. Like the godparents is taking total advantage of a godchild or something, just overstepping their bounds. And it's like, hey, wait a minute. This is not.
That ain't how this go.
You got to have a. So I've seen it. I've seen it when it was order too. I've seen the order of it since when I was little, and I seen how it was structured. And even with a priest stepped out of line, overstepped their bounds, or abused a godchild, the priest, got dealt with. They got dealt with. You know what I mean? In whatever way they was, you get dealt with. So, but now it's just like, when I look at it now, it's like, whoa. Whatever. It's like, you a godparent? How did you be a godparent? Like, you just got initiated.
It's like babies having babies.
Ago. You just got initiated 6 months ago.
It's like you having a baby at 15, 16.
Like, whoa, wait a minute now. Godparents now, it's just like you can just have money and become a godparent overnight. Wow. So that position as calling yourself a godparent to somebody. You know what I mean? And it's like, you're gonna have with your godchildren, you're gonna have different type of relationship. Some of your godchildren, you may not even talk to them, until you run into them. You know what I mean? Y'all may not talk on the phone. Y'all may not, your godchild may not come over and see you. Y'all may not have a strong communication, but when you do see each other, know your place and your position with that person, and know it's all love, and it's but these are the different when you're a Babalosha, you have just different types of relationships with your your godchildren. And it's when you get to that level, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you know, when you have people calling themselves godparents, and it's like you didn't go through the right passage to even get to that.
To get to that.
You know what I mean? It's just like, whoa. You know, it's like, it's training in that, you know? Like, that's a heavy load.
So that's one of the questions that you should ask about if you trying to, you know, look at a teacher, or you trying to find a guide, or, you know, a godparent or whatever. Look at, you know, their character. You also want to look at their training. Like, what is their spiritual background? You know, what lineage do they come from?
Who do they check in with?
Right.
Who do they check in? Who do your godparents check in with?
Right.
See, years ago, we had a Ibimolosha council. And this is where you had your classes. This is where the politics and the meetings and, you know, the adjustments and all that within the priesthood, it took place there. We don't have councils where you got so many elays like in Atlanta. You got to have over 500 different elays or something, because there's a lot of elays in Atlanta. You know, there's a lot of Orisha elays and stuff. But I'm like, where's the council at? You know, with all the heads of these temples.
That links everybody together.
Yeah, you gotta have that. When you got this big thing that we have here with this big movement of Yoruba culture and spirituality and North America around the globe.
Yeah.
Like, where is the council? Where are the leaders?
Just Atlanta is
in?
an example. It's the microcosm or the macrocosm. So we supposed to have that. Not only, you know, we mentioned Atlanta because it's one of the biggest and one of the most, you know, dynamic places right now where, you know, the culture is and where it's taking off at. But like, to your point, we need to be doing it in Charlotte. We need to be doing it all across the United States. We should have something that links us, the whole diaspora, and then the whole globe.
Yeah, like, this is supposed to. It shouldn't be no divisions, but you know, this is. But all of us are human, and so we're not going to get along with each other on everything. Yeah, but when it comes to the common. What's the goal as a Yoruba, as Omolu Abi? How do we stand in unity and don't look down on each other, or don't say I'm Isheshe, or I'm at this, you know, like, you know, the ego. The godparents have to do better. You have to, you know, you hear things and you like the character, the behavior is so important.
So that's so far we said character, the training, the lineage, the training, you know, find out. It's not rude to inquire, right? Because that's a big step to, you know, have somebody be your teacher or your guide or your whatever, your luo or whatever, you know, your godparent, your, you know, godmother, godfather, whatever. So
those are heavy.
Take your time. Don't rush. You know, don't rush.
You got people's lives in your hand. You gotta know how to. You better know what them old dudes are saying for those people when you ain't leaving no valuable taboos and stuff out. And you just telling them anything, you know, you throwing the opele or you throwing the cowrie shells and you just telling them anything. You a doctor. You put, you know. Yeah. I still check in. Yeah. You got to check in. Benny. We all got to check in, even if it's checking in with each other. You know, like, people are depending on you as their spiritual guide. You're in their hands. You have their life basically in your hands. So, you know, it's like godparents have to. It's a lot of responsibility. Show humility to their students. You know, the students have to be patient and cordial. And patience is a big thing in this. To all of the God children, you know, that's out there. You know, you got to be patient with your teachers. You can't know that you're not the only one that they're dealing with.
Benny.
Because you do have a lot of good Babaloshas and Iyaloshas out here. You have a lot of good Babalawos out here, that's doing the right thing, that's learning to do the right thing. You still have them. But then you also have some godparents out here that do some weird stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, just is when you calling yourself a godparent and you got people following you, it's a serious thing.
Benny.
It's very serious. And
Benny.
Behavior and EY is important.
Yeah. It's definitely a red flag if you're asking questions and they get upset or irritated because you're asking questions, because you just generally want to learn and you're trying to be, some people can be over inquisitive and then generally you can just, say, but other than that, we're here to learn, so if you keep running into that could definitely be a problem, if they get upset because you're trying to learn and you're asking questions and stuff. Of course, to hold the DMs and, the social media, just unless you know
you can't
somebody or whatever, just don't do it. Like if somebody just reaching out to you, just...
And you ain't gonna find your Babalawo
texting you and in your DM
and your Babalarisha, Yalorisha. You're not gonna find them by connecting with somebody on Facebook or Instagram. You're not gonna find them if you shopping like that. That's it's pretty much up to you. But just know you want to have that organic relationship with that person. But there's even layers to that, even getting to your godparent. You know what I mean? You can't just have a closey relationship. Like it always have to be an intermediary between the godchild and the godparent.
Yeah,
it should be another go-to person before you even get to the godparent like that. So you're not just all free up because you hear instances where you have godparents, godmother or godfather sleeping with the godparent. You know what I mean? You have those things, and I'm just being real. That's real talk. But it shouldn't be because either the godchild or devotee is so, this is...
unless they just, make it a public thing. We getting married and we doing all of that.
Yeah, it's got to be, but that's a process in itself also, it's like,
Yeah, but that's let me see, another red flag.
It's a lot of red flags.
The biggest thing is just look at their life.
Whoa.
Look at our things, how are things in that person's life, just in general. Like just get to know the person outside of whatever it is they doing, or if it could be clothes and big Ilekes or whatever. Find out who that about that person and their immediate family. You know what I'm saying? And see like what's going on. Just see, to whatever suitable for you. You know what I mean?
And
check the landscape.
Don't take your Babalosha out on a date.
Don't take them out on a date.
Right? That's the thing. You can go out to eat with your godfather, but don't take them out on a date or hey man, these things happen. Things happen. So it's that's a divine relationship, and the priest or the godparents have to always remember that we are a servant.
Man.
Eledumare.
The leader is a servant. And to the people.
To the
not
people.
Not just slave, but we're a servant of the people.
Right.
So.
Right. So it's
the godchildren have to know the boundaries and the protocols and all of that too.
But dig this. That's why you have somebody in your Orishaile who deals with and screens people that come in. You got to be able to screen these people that come into your temple, your Ile, however you want to say it, your Egbe. You gotta screen them, not just throwing Odoo on them. So nowadays, they got a police record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You got to do it.
That's
Doing
the way
background
it
check.
is. You got to do a background check today. Because, it's like that, People take on anybody nowadays and don't know their character. You don't know where that person nowadays, I didn't have a few call me and say, Baba, can I be part of your ELA? I said, I don't have an ELA.
Yeah.
I just, I help where if I tell me I can help. If I'm supposed to help you, then I can help you. If I'm supposed to give you divinations and make airball for you, then that's how. But, I'm not going to, you're not.
Yeah, I'm just a teacher.
Right. So it's like, you gotta, today is different than it was 30 years ago. Like I said, you can be harboring a mass murderer in your ELA and they rocking their leg case. They done shot a whole field of people up. And they sitting in your ELA dancing to a shoe or, got their leg case on. And you like, you don't know. You got to screen people, man. You got to screen people today. This is a serious thing when you taking these people on. You putting yourself in a serious position to call yourself Babalosha or Ialosha to these devotees.
It's a real responsibility, And even those names are not to be taken lightly, like Babalosha, Ialosha, Babalao, Yadnifa.
You taking?
It's not.
Said, I got an ELA.
Yeah,
is the biggest one. I got an ELA. I got an Orisha ELA.
Yeah.
Whoa! So you got a little hospital open over there, but to have it flooded. Are you capable of handling these people? That's a big title.
Yeah.
So,
it's a big responsibility, man. And it's another saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Or the master will appear. Sometimes, you may not be ready yet. You may still be on your way, in that journey. And you just keep doing the work, doing that self-work, and just continue on your journey. And then on your path, you'll find that person. You'll find that teacher,
So that's enlightening. Like, take this advice.
Yeah.
Vetting your godparents, or your spiritual guide.
Yeah.
It's a serious position.
Yeah, take your
to
time.
Open yourself up
Take your time. Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people today is qualified for dealing with the issues of people. Today, people come with so much now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got to have a team to deal with people. You got to have a solid team.
You got to
You got to have priests on your team that are solid, because people are coming with layers of stuff. Don't put yourself in a godparent position if you don't have all the well things needed. And the thing is, partnership in this is important. If you know you're not good with herbs, or you're not good with the airway side of IFA, or the health, because there's IWOs that's strong in those areas when it comes to nutrition. Let's talk about that. Like, you got to have these types on your team when you calling yourself a Ialosha or a Babalosha, and I got an Ile.
Yeah.
You better have all the components and all of the
working
proper
with people
things
to help you, because you don't know which
place.
way it's going to go. It's like specialists.
Yeah, you got to have your specialists that's on your team.
Yeah.
You got to know who to call when you got a client like this, and just don't say, well, I'm the Baba, I'm going to take all of the money, and I'm going to just throw him something to do some herb work, over there, and then send me this Sakoshe, and I'll give it to her. Nah, you people got to coming into this, you got to deal with the nutritional side as well. A one Babalosha and one Ialosha can't handle all of that, because people are coming with different types of problems. You got to be trained. Well trained.
Yeah, that's real.
To take on that. So know your place and what you can do for somebody as a godparent.
Yeah, because
and don't try to think and don't fool them like you know what you're doing and you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're just doing it to keep the money and to keep. No, you better have say no, I don't do that, but I have a specialist on my team that deals with that, so he's gonna. You know what I mean? Like,
Benny.
come on.
And I think as a teacher or as a student, like, okay, as the teacher, you need to know what do you teach? Like, what are you going to get from me? Because everybody doesn't. Yeah, what's your thing? Like, okay, with me, this is what I have to give you. Because it's the student might have a certain expectation that could be unrealistic because there was nobody ever communicated about this. So as the teacher, you teaching and you do what you do and you can give what you got, but maybe we don't do a great job of communicating, okay, what it is, setting expectations. It's like the beginning of when you go take a class in school or whatever, they give you the outline, you get the syllabus and all of that, so you can see what is entailed.
Right.
So, okay, as a teacher, this is what you can expect to get from me. And then as a student, you need to know, okay, what am I getting from this person? Because it may be, you may be getting 2 out of the 3 things that you're looking for. So I'm going to get these 2 things from you, and then I might have to go over here to get this because I already know that he don't have time to do this. So I'm going to go, but you know what I'm saying? So that's important too, because that communication can be off if you don't have it.
Right. So know what your Babalosha specializes in.
Yeah, what are you going to get from him?
What are you going to get from him? Is he specialized
Everybody
in
don't teach everything.
Work?
Right.
Does he specialize in ancestor work? Right. Or sometimes, it depends. You might even see it, through the process, like, oh, my Babalosha or my spirit guide, he did some strong ancestor work for me. So then, you will know he's good in that area, because, godparents do know how to do, a multitude of things. But, what I'm saying is, don't overwhelm yourself as a godparent, because that can be an overwhelming thing dealing with somebody's life, Have them, if you don't feel like dealing with them today, have your team member deal with them, Don't have that less of an ego to be able to do those things. To delegate. And don't think you can take everything on your own, because godparents have left this earth with an overwhelming or baggage of spiritual gook just dumped on them, and they just, it's like,
you gotta know how to handle that, right?
You need a team when you're doing this. You know what I mean? You can't do everything as calling yourself a godparent and expecting to take on. You got 21 godchildren, and you are dealing with all of their problems by yourself. Yeah, to me, that's not a godparent. That's somebody with an ego.
And then we got to define what's a godparent, because it's not a godparent's job to take on all your problems. It's not anybody's job.
This is what I'm saying.
But that's what happens.
That's what happens.
That's what you're saying.
So I'm looking at both sides of it as a godparent, and like, this is a lot. It's a lot. You got to know your specialty.
We're here to help you. We're here to help give you the guidance and the power and the elevation to be able to pretty much handle your own problems.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Is to, so you do have people that just want to come and
for
get
the most
work.
part.
They want to just get work
for the
done.
most part.
For whatever, they don't even want to be in the culture or anything. You have people that are, but then you have those who are entering in and they want to learn, they want to go through rites of passage or whatever.
Yeah.
They want to be a part of this. They want to be devotees, and then they want to be godchildren, or then later on become, godparents themselves. It's like you got to understand the process. There's a process. There are rules and laws to this. There are principles. You know, I used to do something years ago called IFA's Code of Conduct. These are the conducts of a priest. These are the conducts of the devotees. These are the conducts that you follow.
Daniel.
You know, so you can be an Omoluabi and an inspirator to younger people coming up and they looking up to you. You know what I mean? This is what this is about.
Yeah.
That's what being a God or Babalosha or an Iyalosha is about. You know, it's not about, you know, I got to teach them a certain amount of rituals to do. No, you have to be an example of somebody in the community.
Yeah.
The godparent has to be somebody that's a big example.
Yeah.
And showing a good example for their community.
In the community, yeah. So that's another one. So add that to the list.
You know, the accolades.
What have should you be doing something in the community.
Yeah, or what have
or
you,
even just around them at least. You know what I mean? Just showing, you know, goodwill, helping humanity. People they're okay and they're helping other people to be okay.
Right.
You know, if they're not okay, then I don't think they probably not in a good position to be trying to help you to be okay.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
you got to know, you know, that the person you're dealing with has achieved some great things. And my Babalosha, because those are good things to brag about. You know, my Babalosha did this. My Babalosha, he didn't just make a whole bunch of money out the culture, but he actually bought some land and built some statues and museums and things like that in the name of the culture, for the culture. You know what I mean? My God, you want to know the great things that this person, that's your leader. That's your master in a way. What have they done for their community? And they not just trying to, you know, this is because Ilays are opened up like trap houses now. You know what I mean? It'd be Ilays popping up. I'd be like, whoa, I can't keep up no more.
They be popping up.
I can't keep up no more. You know, it's like everybody got an Ilay now, and it's like, whoa, what have the Babalosha, what have they done for their community other than just, you know, doing readings and eballs for people? You know, what have they contributed to their community? Babalosha, Iyalosha.
Benyo.
Babalawo, Oluwo, Ujubonas. You know, those with those high titles and those who are putting themselves in that position, those who have opened up Ilays, what have you done for the community? Those are the things to achieve, to call yourself a proper Babalosha, Iyalosha, or whatever. You know, what have you offered? What seeds have you planted to do great things in your community and for the people, for the children, for those who are coming up, those who are looking for, you know, like the example. Gotta have to be a good example. Put yourself in the position of a Babalosha or a Iyalosha.
So yeah,
how many people have you healed?
I say.
You know,
yeah, when you're looking for
inspired.
A teacher or a guide, so look at that. Look at how they walking, and if they are walking in a manner, you know, walking in a light and in a certain way that you aspire to, you know what I mean? Because nobody's perfect, you know, and we all different. So whoever you gravitate towards, you know, as long as they got good character and they got some good training and they teaching you, you know, the right things, they're teaching you the right way, then, you know, you'll be able to be okay, to help put you on your path, you know. Everybody, nobody can do it for you.
Right. Everybody that got a beautiful Irukere or the largest IFA or you know, a nice derby with
the biggest bead.
Yeah, the biggest bead, a nice derby with parrot feathers in it. You know, don't think that, you know, that's what you looking for. I mean, some people that may end up being their godparent, and that's how they move. But just, don't put down the person that may look like they ain't got nothing, could be the most powerful priest and the most
I just
humble
read
Iwapele person.
I say,
don't think because you can have the youngest Babalawo that's 7 years old, and they can handle your problems. They're out there like that.
I just saw that
amazing,
video.
amazing things
that
like
talks
that.
about that.
Yeah,
I want to say it might be 02 or Warren. Let me check and see though. I might.
Yeah, don't. But
that's what it talked about that in the story, I think the guy in his post he made an example, but he also related it to a story from the Odu, where somebody came in and they were looking for the Baba, the leader of the temple. I guess he wanted to talk to him or get a divination done or something, and the Baba was right there, but he wasn't. He just had on like some modest cloth and just a regular IFA bead, like one bead, like a small IFA bead, and the guy. So they told the guy that this is the Baba right here. And the guy, he refused to believe them.
He looks poor.
Yeah,
I don't want no poor. He don't look rich.
He refused to believe him. He was like,
yeah, he ain't flying enough.
To the point where the guy ended up leaving because he was like, all right, well, we're trying to tell you that's Baba right there. So
yeah, that's a Rumi lie right there.
But there's a story, from the Odu right there.
Yeah, you being challenged to see what you and what you looking for. What your Ori is looking for is really what you said. This little guy right here gonna solve all your problems.
Yeah, so take your time. Don't jump at the things that all that glitters is not gold. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't jump at every little thing that's shiny or whatever because it looks cool and you may be in a rush, you in a hurry, and you know what I'm saying. You're doing it now, but you don't have to rush. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. So because you want to make that your next move, your best move, when you find a teacher or a priest or Ile or whatever, you want to try to make sure that is solid. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be hopping and be going from place to place, whatever. If you can help that,
you got some fly priests out here. Like they fly up, but a lot of times, some of them don't know what a rooster is. No, serious. They're serious. They don't know what a hen can't tell for a hen from a rooster.
Right.
So you got to be careful. I'm just putting it out there because I see it. I see it, and so I'm gonna deliver the message because
the hen and the rooster.
Yeah, they don't know, can't tell what a hen and a rooster, but they're either a Baba or a Iya, but they, these are the things you should know.
Right.
If you're gonna do ritual for people, what a rooster is, know what a hen is.
Yeah, that's
know what certain
it's a little
things
important.
Off. Those things are important, but they out here. So there's just the character, and I'm just saying, To put yourself in that position and to call yourself that, you taking on a big job. If you're just doing it for the money, that's you starting off wrong.
It's not a good look
from the jump.
Yeah,
if you finding this a way you can, pimp your way through and pretend that you can do something that you can't, then it'll show up in your it may hit you as a sickness. You may open up something and you don't know what you opened up, and you don't appease it. You throwing no puele and you're not even sanctioned to do that. You don't know. You may have to do something before you even interpret that Odu. You got to. That's what I said. Baba, your godparent, the person that you're looking up to, you're getting your Ilekes from, or your Orisha pots, or your titles from, whatever, you need to know that my Baba Losha and my Iya Losha, they do have a place where they check in at. You need to see that.
Benny.
That's, because that's important. Where do my Bible should check in at?
Yeah.
What count? Of course, he ain't got the right to tell you everything, but you need to know that my godparent have a lineage. What's my godfather's lineage?
You should be able to know some basic information.
Basic stuff.
Yeah.
It's important because you need to know that's another family you taking on. You joining another family, so you want to know the history of your family.
Benny.
I want to know the history of my Ile, like Ile Ategbe. You know the history of your
Benny.
your the lineage. Or your Tunji. I know the history. I live in it. So it's like, you got to know these things. You got to know these things. It's important.
Yeah.
So don't just jump in at I just want to get my Ilekes from my Baba and my Iya. And, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And the godparents, they will come when you are patient. You got to be patient because there's some people out here hunting for godparents. They just, I need a godparent. Just kind of carry yourself through until your Ori finally accepts somebody. The teacher will appear, as you said.
Yeah.
So don't be so hard on yourself to find a godparent because, let your Ori guide you on that.
It'll come.
And then get your divination and make sure that's the right godparent. Or if it is, at least the Odu will let you know the relationship between you and your godparent.
Benny.
That's important.
Yeah.
You need to know the Odu. You need to get a reading, a Dafa, if that person is to be your godparent. If Ifa says this is the person to be your godparent, that Odu will let you know the relationship that y'all gonna have. It ain't sleeping with your godparent and all that kind of stuff. There's no Ebar, because I've had women call me and say, Baba, the Baba Lawo told me the Ebar is I have to sleep with him. And I'm like, no, that's not the Ebar. Who is this? Who is this character? You know what I mean? And so you gotta watch things like that.
Yeah.
They out there. They out there. They're out there. So you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Ladies that are coming into this, there's a protocol, and there should be, if it's a godfather that you're going through, another sign is if they don't have an apete B or a female, a wife, that's a sign. Said my Baba, I'm in my Baba's Ile. If your Baba don't have a wife,
somebody, some type of pete B or some type of somebody around.
Some female, and vice versa. If the Iyalosha, do my Iya have a husband? If the Iya don't have a husband, and you're like, you done been in the Ile for 3 years and you still don't see Iya with a husband, that's a flag. I'm sorry.
Flag
Put
on the
it
plate.
out there.
Yeah.
That's a flag. Flag up. I might got something against men.
Yeah.
Or Baba might have something against,
Benny.
These are things, because a priest that opens up an Ile, if they don't have, if it's a new Awo or whatever, Olorisha priest that open up an Ile, if it's just them running everything and they don't have that counterpart, that's a flag up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's a flag up. And that's just part of the tradition, or if we want to say Isheshe or Asheshe, whatever we want to call it. But these are the signs, man. These are the signs. A Babalawo should be able to deal with male and female priests. A Babalawo should have a wife. Not Pete B.
Pete B.
If Baba don't have no Pete B, and he just, and you a female with your Baba, and he ain't got no Pete B, or Pete B's, you know, you might end up being one, you know, and that's nothing wrong with that. But are you ready to take that position that early?
Mm-hmm.
You just joined, and now you a wife now.
Yeah,
and you just got into Elay a month ago, and you still trying to figure how this stuff work. And now you a wife. You got to watch those things. You know, if Baba don't have, and you come into the Elay, and if Baba got a wife, or a couple of EIs, and they know what they doing, then you know you in the right space.
Yeah.
You know, if the EI is an EI Losha and she got a husband, and you know they working together, then you know this is the right Elay.
And like you said,
balance.
These are humans, so you know, use your common sense. You know, if you feel like somebody's trying to manipulate you or take advantage of you or pimp you or whatever the case may be, you know, you just gotta be open and you gotta see that. If that's what it is, don't get caught up in don't romanticize about it to the point where, you know, you just overlooking stuff like that. Like, nah, like that's just, you know, people using this to try to, you know, get whatever it is that they trying to get, you know what I'm saying, and using this to try to get it. So, you know, watch out, look out for that as well. Yeah,
and you know, to the godparents out there too, you know, it's about your character. You know, I be seeing stuff like people with Elays and they be the godparent is smoking weed on Facebook and stuff like that. No, I'm just being honest. These are the things people with Elays now, like, you do that. You don't have to put that on the social media, like, you know, that, like, come on now. You know, like, you a spiritual guide and that's what you're doing. Like, they be recording themselves.
Yeah.
Doing work for people, but then, you know, there's smoke all over the place, like Ewebo. We, like, you know, you got to be of a certain mind state when you doing Ebo for people. You can't be on another level. You got to be on IFA's level. You know, you can't be on, I'm just, you know, these are the things that you see.
Yeah,
these are the things that we need to speak about, because we need a priest council fast. This tradition is growing fast. There's people coming into this every day. You got to have control. You got to have laws and rules, and priests have to be able to conduct themselves a certain way. A godparent has to know the code of conduct for a godparent.
Benny. And
if you taking on this,
and you know, the students and the godchildren have to have a, you know, everybody needs to understand that there's a code of conduct for, you know, for them too.
Yeah, it's exactly.
For the teacher and the student. So like I said, everybody's expectations have been set. All right, we good. This is what we agree to. Boom, boom, boom. That eliminates a lot of confusion, you know, moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't want to be, you know, you getting in Orisha and your godfather is leaning a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm just saying. You know, then drank most of the, you know, then got drunk. Like, no.
Yeah, leaning a little bit, huh?
About to fall out the chair or something. Like, you know, you gotta. This thing that we in, as when you taking on yourself as a godparent, and even being a good godparent, or just aspiring to be a good godparent, and these problems, man, you know, sometimes, you know, I can understand, you know, godparents have to drink a little bit sometimes, smoke sometimes, because it's a burden.
Yeah.
You know, but you don't want to approach your rituals and you drunk.
Yeah.
And you got your godchildren, or you drinking with your godchildren, y'all getting busted before the ritual. No, you got to approach these things clear-minded. You know, Baba Loja, Iya Loja, please don't do that ball drunk. Or, you know, you just high, you know, and you're doing some work for people, no? You got to be in a certain mindset. That's why a priest, when they wake up in the morning, they prepare their priest mind so they can stay in that priestly mode. You know what I mean? It's like, and a lot of, you drink some water. Drink a lot of water. Ain't nothing wrong with water.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little shot, to warm up. But the problem is when you start drinking them bottles, them whole bottles, that's where the problem come in at.
Yeah, like
little shot or two, maybe some Atari, some guinea peppers, some Morocco.
Nice up.
We good to go.
Nicing up.
But the bottle, two bottles.
Yeah, you chanting and you leaning. You drunk and you just like, and please don't say Babalawos in Nigeria do it. Nah, don't say that, because people will come back and say that. Like, the Babalawo? No. That's a certain time to do that, but don't be in front of your godchildren and you drunk and you hitting on the young lady.
Yeah, the young lady you done got drunk and out of character.
Yeah. All she knows is
a whole nother thing.
Baba told me to come over and bring my issue to get fed. Baba is flirting with me. And he's leaning a little bit, He's like slurring his words.
That's not a good look.
That's a good look. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't do it, call one of your other godchildren that's capable of doing it to do the
now you done broke character. You just go drunk now. Now you at the club.
Go upstairs and go to sleep.
Take a night. Babalawo, good night.
Come on,
oh, man.
Because I know, and it's not a bad thing, because sometimes these people come and overwhelm you.
Might get a little too happy.
It's spirit.
Go to sleep.
Go sleep.
Go night. Oh, man, this is true. Real talk.
But it's for real. Those are the things. And the reason why I'm speaking about these things, because I've been around. I've been to functions and I'd be like, damn, I was a little out there.
Got a little happy.
Like, come on,
Hey.
You do what you do, though. Like at the end of the day, you can do what you want to do, but when you got an Elay and you got godchildren,
just remember you got people watching you, and you don't want to. You got to handle your
your affairs right.
We want to remind everybody to go check out LetsTalkIFA.com. We got the merchandise,
the apparel.
Get you a t-shirt, a tank. It's hot outside. Get your tank top,
ladies.
We got tote bags, whatever. Going there as a way to show your support,
young adults.
If you just want to donate. If you look in the description, you'll be able to donate. We'll put that in that link.
LetsTalkIFA.com.
I say.
Order
or donate.
Donate.
So we can elevate the podcast and, reinvest the money and just get bigger and better and be able to create a more quality experience for y'all, our beautiful viewers, and all of our beautiful people.
Also, we have the annual IFA Festival coming up this weekend.
On
well, actually, we're promoting it, but it's gonna
probably be passed. But it's all good.
It's all good.
It's July 4th weekend.
You still can check in and catch the highlights
5th,
of the
6th,
festival.
and 7th. Yeah,
there will be videos out.
Yeah, check it out.
Showing the festival, so check it out. Also, me and the Baba here, we do divination and roots readings. Roots divinations, to learn more about your ancestors and where they're from, and we do those things. So
Benny, your Orisha birth. If you don't know what your Orisha birth is, you can reach out. Just send us an email at letstalkifa@gmail.com. If you want to contact us about anything.
I share. We're here. We are open.
We're here.
We're open.
We
for
love
consultations
y'all.
and all.
Benny.
So
appreciate
we love all of y'all. We love our fans.
This has been another episode.
Tell a friend to subscribe. Tell a friend. Tell a family member
to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
Let's Talk IFA. I am Awo Ifa Jamini Ray.
I am Awo Ifa Tegunshe.
And you are tuned in to the greatest podcast
on
the planet.
Let's
Earth.
Talk IFA. Or Dabo.
I say Dabo for now, y'all. Signing out. Peace and blessings.
Peace.